You were born with a purpose. You were created with destiny in mind. But let me tell you something. My friends, that purpose, that destiny, it doesn't just fall into your lap. It doesn't come knocking on your door saying, here I am, ready to be fulfilled. No, you got to go out there and seize it. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment. Imagine a world where everyone who had a dream, everyone who had a vision, everyone who felt that fire in their belly to do something great. Imagine if they all just sat back and waited for the perfect moment. Imagine if they all said, well, I'll start tomorrow. Or I'm not ready yet. Do you know what we'd have? We'd have a world of unfulfilled potential. A world of could have beens and should have beens. Is that the world you want to live in? Is that the legacy you want to leave behind? I say no. And I believe you say no too. You see, the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't talent. It isn't even opportunity. The difference is action. It's the willingness to step out, to take that first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. But here's the thing. Taking action isn't always easy. In fact, most of the time, it's downright scary. It requires courage. It requires faith. And sometimes, my friends, it requires you to force yourself. Now, when I say force yourself, I'm not talking about violence or aggression. I'm talking about a gentle but firm push. I'm talking about that voice inside you that says, come on, you can do this. Take that step. Let me share a little secret with you. Every achiever, every person who's ever done something remarkable has had to force themselves at some point. They've had to push past their comfort zone. They've had to ignore that voice of doubt and fear. Think about it. Do you think Martin Luther King Jr. always felt ready to stand up and speak out? Do you think Mother Teresa never had moments of doubt about her mission? Do you think Nelson Mandela never questioned whether he could endure another day in prison? Of course they did. They were human just like you and me. But the difference is they didn't let those doubts, those fears, those moments of hesitation stop them. They forced themselves to take action. Now, I want you to think about your own life. What dreams have you been putting off? What goals have you been postponing? What actions have you been avoiding? Maybe it's starting that business you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's going back to school to get that degree. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation with someone you love. Maybe it's making that lifestyle change that you know will improve your, whatever it is. I want you to know something. The time is now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you feel more ready. You see, readiness is a myth. It's a lie to tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of action. But here's the truth. You become ready by doing. You become capable by acting. You become confident by stepping out. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But what if I fail? And to that I say, so what if you do? Failure is in the opposite of success. It's a part of success. It's a stepping stone. It's a learning opportunity. Let me tell you something. I've failed more times than I can count. But each failure taught me something. Each setback made me stronger. Each no brought me closer to a yes. You see, when you force yourself to take action, you're not just moving towards your goals. You're building character. You're developing resilience. You're becoming the person you were meant to be. And let me tell you, there's no greater feeling in the world than knowing you're becoming the best version of yourself. There's no greater satisfaction than looking back and seeing how far you've come, all because you had the courage to take that first step. Now, I want to talk to you about something that's crucial when it comes to taking action. It's something that often gets overlooked, but it's absolutely essential. And that's preparation. You see, forcing yourself to take action doesn't mean being reckless. It doesn't mean jumping in without a plan. No, my friends, it means preparing yourself as best you can and then having the courage to move forward even when you don't have. Think about it like this. If you were going on a journey to a place you've never been before, what would you do? You'd pack your bags, right? You'd check the weather. You look at a map, you make sure you had enough fuel in your car. But here's the thing, no matter how much you prepare, you can never anticipate everything. There will always be unexpected turns, unforeseen challenges, surprises along the way. And that's where the force yourself part comes in. Because even with all your preparation, there will come a moment when you have to take that first step into the unknown. There will come a point where you have to say, I've done all I can to get ready. Now, this balance between preparation and action is crucial. Too much preparation without action leads to paralysis by analysis. You get stuck in the planning phase, always feeling like you need to do just one more thing before you're ready. On the other hand, action without preparation can lead to unnecessary mistakes and setbacks. It can make the journey harder than it needs to be. The key is to find that sweet spot. Prepare as best you can, but don't let the preparation become an excuse for inaction. Force yourself to take that step forward, even when you don't feel 100 ready. Now let's talk about another important aspect of forcing yourself to take action. Consistency. You see, it's not just about taking one big action. It's about taking consistent, daily actions that move you closer to your goals. Think about building a house. You don't just show up one day, take one massive action, and boom, there's a house. No, you lay one brick at a time. You show up day after day, consistently putting in the work. The same is true for any goal you're pursuing. Whether it's building a business, improving your health, strengthening your relationships, or developing a skill. It's the small, consistent actions that make the big difference. And let me tell you, forcing yourself to take these consistent actions can be even harder than forcing yourself to take one big action. Because it requires discipline. It requires persistence. It requires you to show up even on the days when you do. But here's the beautiful thing about consistency. It builds momentum. Each action you take makes the next action a little bit easier. Each step forward gives you a little more confidence, a little more skill, a little more progress. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. At first, it's incredibly hard. It takes all your strength just to get it moving, but as you keep pushing, as you build that momentum, it becomes easier. And eventually, you reach a point where the boulder starts rolling on its own and you're just guiding it. That's the power of consistent action. That's what happens when you force yourself to show up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Now, I want to address something that often holds people back from taking action. The fear of what others might think. And let me tell you, this fear can be paralyzing. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion. And it's all too easy to get caught up in worrying about what others will say about our actions, our decisions, our dreams. But it is the truth. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. The people who truly care about you, who truly want to see you succeed, they'll support you, they'll cheer you on. They'll be there to lift you up when you stumble. As for the rest, well, our opinions are just that, opinions. They're not facts. They're not prophecies. They're just the thoughts of people who are probably too afraid to take action in their own lives. You see, when you force yourself to take action, when you step out and pursue your dreams, it makes some people uncomfortable because it reminds them of their own unfulfilled potential. It challenges them to look at their own lives and ask, what am I doing? But that's not your problem. Your job isn't to make others comfortable. Your job is to fulfill your purpose. Your job is to become the best version of yourself. Your job is to make the most of the gifts and talents you've been given. So I say to you, force yourself to take action regardless of what others might think. Have the courage to pursue your dreams, even if it means standing out from the crowd. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to taking action. Your mindset. You see, the actions you take are a direct result of the thoughts you think and the beliefs you hold. If you believe you're not good enough, if you believe success is for other people but not for you, if you believe that your dreams are too big or too unrealistic, then guess what? You're going to struggle to take action. You're going to find every excuse to stay in your comfort zone. But if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your abilities, if you believe that you have something unique and valuable to offer the world, then taking action becomes so much easier. It becomes exciting. So how do you develop this mindset? How do you build this belief in yourself? It starts with your self-talk. The conversations you have with yourself in your head. Are you encouraging yourself or criticizing yourself? Are you focusing on your strengths or dwelling on your weaknesses? I want you to start paying attention to your self-talk. And when you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, I want you to challenge them. Replace them with positive, empowering thoughts. Instead of, I can't do this, say, I can learn to do this. Instead of, this is too hard, say, this is challenging, but I'm growing stronger. Instead of, what if I fail? Say, what if I succeed? Remember, your mind believes what you tell it. So start telling it empowering things. Start feeding it thoughts of success, of capability. And here's another powerful way to shift your mindset. Gratitude. Start each day by thinking of 3 things you're grateful for. It could be big things like your health or your family, or small things like a good cup of coffee or a beautiful sun. When you focus on gratitude, you shift your mind from a state of lack to a state of abundance. You start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You start to feel empowered instead of helpless. And from this place of gratitude and empowerment, taking action becomes so much easier. You're not forcing yourself out of fear or desperation. You're moving forward with joy and enthusiasm. Now, I want to talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to taking action. Your environment. You see, the people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, the places you spend your time, all of these have a massive impact on your ability to take action. If you're surrounded by negative people who are always complaining, always focusing on problems, always telling you why things won't work, how easy do you think it'll be to force yourself to take action? It'll be incredibly difficult. But if you surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in you, who encourage you, who inspire you with their own actions, suddenly taking action becomes so much easier. Their energy lifts you up. Their belief in you strengthens your own self-belief. So I challenge you to take a good hard look at your environment. Who are you spending most of your time with? What kind of conversations are you having? What kind of information are you consuming? Are these things pushing you towards action or pulling you towards inaction? Are they feeding your dreams or fueling your doubts? And if you find that your current environment isn't supporting your growth, isn't encouraging you to take action, then it's time to make some changes. It's time to seek out new connections, new sources of inspiration, new environments that will support your goals. Now, I'm not saying you need to cut everyone out of your life who isn't 100 positive all the time. That's not realistic, and it's not healthy. We all have bad days. We all have moments of doubt. But what I'm saying is that you need to be intentional about your environment. You need to actively seek out people and experiences that will push you towards action, that will challenge you to grow, that will inspire you to become the best version of yourself. Read books that expand your mind and challenge your thinking. Listen to podcasts that inspire you and give you new ideas. Attend events where you can connect with like-minded individuals who are also on a journey of growth and action. And most importantly, be that positive influence for others. Be the person who encourages, who uplifts, who inspires others to take action. Because when you do that, you create a virtuous cycle. You create an environment of growth and action, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked when we discuss taking action. The power of rest and renewal. You see, forcing yourself to take action doesn't mean running yourself into the ground. It doesn't mean working 24/7 without a break. In fact, one of the most powerful actions you can take is to rest, to recharge, to give yourself time to reflect and renew. Think about it like this. If you were to force yourself to run at full speed all the time, what would happen? You'd burn out. You'd exhaust yourself. You'd lose the very energy and enthusiasm that's necessary for effective action. But when you balance periods of intense action with periods of rest and renewal, something magical happens. You come back stronger. You come back more focused. You come back with new ideas and fresh energy. So don't feel guilty about taking time to rest. Don't feel like you're being lazy or unproductive when you take a break. Instead, see it as a crucial part of your action plan. See it as preparing yourself for the next round of focused, intense. Take time to meditate, to pray, to journal, to go for a walk in nature, to spend quality time with loved ones. These aren't distractions from your goals. They're fuel for your journey. And here's another powerful thing about rests. It gives you perspective. When you're constantly in motion, constantly taking action, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. It's easy to get so focused on the day-to-day tasks that you forget why you started in the first place. But when you step back, when you give yourself space to reflect, you can reconnect with your purpose. You can remind yourself of your why. And that why will drive you to keep taking action even when things get tough. Now, as we start to wrap up this message, I want to leave you with a powerful truth. And it's this: the actions you take today are creating your tomorrow. Every decision you make, every step you take, every time you force yourself to move forward instead of staying stuck, you are shaping your future. You're creating your destiny. And here's the beautiful thing. You have the power to shape that destiny in any way you choose. You have the power to create a life of purpose, of fulfillment, of joy. But that power only exists in action. It only manifests when you force yourself to move beyond your comfort zone, to face your fears, to pursue your dreams. So I challenge you. No, I dare you to take action today, right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel completely ready. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission. Force yourself to take that first step. Force yourself to make that phone call. Force yourself to have that conversation. Force yourself to start that project. Whatever it is that you've been putting off, whatever dream you've been hesitating to pursue, now is the time. This is your moment. Because here's the truth. There will never be a perfect time. There will always be reasons to wait, to hesitate, to stay in your comfort zone. But greatness doesn't come from comfort. Success doesn't come from hesitation. Fulfillment doesn't come from playing it safe. They come from action. Bold, courageous, persistent action. So stand up. Step out. Take action. Remember, you were born for a purpose. You were created with destiny in mind. But that purpose, that destiny, it's waiting for you to claim it. It's waiting for you to take action. And yes, it might be scary. Yes, it might be uncomfortable. Yes, you might face setbacks and challenges along the way. But I promise you this: the joy of pursuing your dreams, the satisfaction of becoming the person you were meant to be, the fulfillment of living a life of purpose, it's all worth it. So force yourself to take action. Not just today, but every day. Make it a habit, make it a lifestyle. Because when you do, when you commit to consistent, purposeful action, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. You'll be astounded at the person you'll become. You'll be in awe of the life you'll create. And one day, you'll look back on this moment. This decision to force yourself to take action, and you'll realize this was the turning point. This was the moment when everything changed. This was the catalyst that set you on the path to becoming who you were always meant to be. You see, life is a series of moments. Some big, some small. But each one has the potential to shape our future. And this moment right here, right now, as you're listening to these words, this could be one of those defining moments for you. It's in these moments that we have a choice. We can choose to stay comfortable, to play it safe, to keep doing what we've always done. Or we can choose to step up, to take a risk, to force ourselves into action. And let me tell you, my friends, it's those who choose action, those who push themselves beyond their comfort zones, who truly make a difference in this world. Think about the great innovators and leaders throughout history. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't wait until they felt completely ready. They saw a need. They had a vision and they took action. They forced themselves to move forward, even when the path wasn't clear, even when others doubted them, even when they themselves had moments of uncertainty. And that's what I'm calling you to do today. To be one of those people who doesn't just dream, but does. Who doesn't just plan, but acts. Who doesn't just wish for a better future, but works to create it. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but I'm just one person. What difference can my actions really? Let me tell you something. Every great movement, every world-changing innovation, every step forward in human progress, it all started with one person taking action. One person who refused to accept things as they were. One person who believed they could make a difference. One person who forced themselves to take that first step, even when it seemed impossible. You have that same power within you. You have the ability to create change, to make an impact, to leave your mark on this world. But here's the thing, that power only exists in action. It only comes to life when you force yourself to move beyond your fears, beyond your doubts, beyond your excuses. So I ask you, what actions have you been putting off? What dreams have you been delaying? What impact have you been hesitating to make? Maybe it's starting that business you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's going back to school to get that degree. Maybe it is writing that book that's been brewing inside you for years. Or maybe it's something smaller, but no less important. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation with a loved one. Maybe it's making that lifestyle change that you know would improve your health. Maybe it's volunteering for a cause you... Whatever it is, I want you to think about it right now. Visualize it. Feel the excitement, the possibility, the potential impact of taking that action. And then I want you to make a commitment. A commitment to yourself, to your future, to the person you know you can become. Commit to forcing yourself to take action. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but every single day. Because here's the truth. The success isn't about one big action. It's about consistent, daily actions. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when you can't see immediate results. It's about forcing yourself to take those small steps, knowing that each one is bringing you closer to your goals, closer to your dreams, closer to the life you want to create. And let me tell you, there's incredible power in this kind of consistent action. It builds momentum. It develops habits. It shapes your character. Each time you force yourself to take action, you're not just moving closer to your goals, you're becoming stronger. You're becoming more resilient. You're becoming the kind of person who makes things happen, who creates change, who leaves a lasting impact. Now, I want to address something that often holds people back from taking action. The fear of failure. And let me tell you, this fear can be paralyzing. We live in a world that often celebrates success and shuns failure. We see the highlight reels of others' lives and think that's the whole story. We forget that behind every success, there are countless failures, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of success. It's a teacher. It's a stepping stone. Every great achiever, every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. But what sets them apart isn't their ability to avoid failure. It's their ability to learn from it, to grow from it, to use it as fuel for their next attempt. So I say to you, don't let the fear of failure hold you back. Instead, reframe how you think about failure. See it as feedback. See it as a learning opportunity. See it as proof that you're taking action, that you're pushing yourself, that you're growing. And most importantly, remember this, the only real failure is the failure to try. The only true defeat is giving up on your dreams. As long as you keep forcing yourself to take action, As long as you keep learning and growing and pushing forward, you haven't failed. You're simply on the path to success. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of taking action: adaptability. You see, when you force yourself to take action, when you step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown, things won't always go as planned. You'll face unexpected challenges. You'll encounter unforeseen obstacles. You'll have moments where you feel lost or uncertain. And in these moments, your ability to adapt, to adjust your course, to find new ways forward, that's what determines your success. Think about it like this. When you're driving to a destination you've never been to before, you might take a wrong turn. You might encounter roadwork that forces you to take a detour. You might run into traffic that slows you down. Do these things stop you from reaching your destination? No. You adapt. You find another route. You adjust your timeline. You keep moving forward. The same is true in life. When you force yourself to take action towards your goals, you need to be prepared to adapt, to be flexible, to adjust your approach when things don't go as planned. This doesn't mean changing your destination. It doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It simply means being open to different paths to get there. And here's the beautiful thing about adaptability. It often leads to even better outcomes than you initially imagined. It opens you up to new opportunities, new ideas, new ways of doing things that you might never have discovered if everything had gone exactly as planned. So as you force yourself to take action, remember to stay flexible. Be open to learning. Be willing to adjust your course. Because it's not just about reaching your destination, it's about who you become along the journey. Now, I want to talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to taking action: accountability. You see, it's one thing to make a commitment to yourself. It's another thing entirely to make that commitment public, to have others holding you accountable. When you share your goals with others, when you let them know about the actions you're committing to take, something powerful happens. You create a support system. You create external motivation. You create a sense of responsibility, not just to yourself, but to others. So I challenge you, find an accountability partner, someone who shares your drive, your ambition, your commitment to growth. Share your goals with them. Tell them about the actions you're committing to take. And ask them to hold you accountable. Check in with each other regularly. Celebrate each other's successes. Support each other through the challenges. Push each other to keep taking action. And here's another powerful form of accountability: teaching others. When you share what you're learning, when you help others on their own journey of growth and action, you reinforce your own commitment. You deepen your own understanding. You create a positive cycle of growth. So don't just focus on your own actions. Look for opportunities to lift others up, to share your knowledge, to inspire others to take action in their own lives. Because when you do this, when you create a community of action takers, of people committed to growth and positive change, something amazing happens. You create a ripple effect. Your actions inspire others to take action. Their actions inspire even more people. And before you know it, you've created a movement. And that, my friends, is how real change happens. That's how we create a better world. Not through one person doing extraordinary things, but through many people taking consistent, purposeful action. So as we come to the end of this message, I want to leave you with this final thought: the power to change your life, to achieve your dreams, to make a positive impact on the world, right now, at this very moment. But that power only comes to life through action, through forcing yourself to move beyond your comfort zone, to face your fears, to pursue your dreams with unwavering determination. So I challenge you, I dare you to take action today, right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel completely ready. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission. Ask yourself to take that first step. And then the next. And the next after that. Because every journey, no matter how long, no matter how challenging, always begins with a single step. And that step is always taken in the present moment. Your future is waiting for you. Your best self is calling out to you. The impact you were born to make is eagerly anticipating your action. So stand up, step out, take action. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are others out there, just like you, who are forcing themselves to take action, who are pushing themselves to grow, who are committed to making a positive impact. Find them, connect with them, support each other, inspire each other, hold each other accountable. Because together, through our collective actions, we have the power to create real, lasting change. We have the power to shape not just our own lives, but the world around us. So go for it with courage, with determination, with unwavering commitment to action. Trust in your ability to learn, to grow, to overcome any obstacle in your way, and always remember, the future belongs to those who take action, to those who force themselves to move forward even when it's tough, to those who refuse to let their dreams remain just dreams. You have that power within you. Now is the time to use it. Now is the time to take care. Your journey starts now. Your time is now. Your moment is now. Force yourself to take action and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. As the world is waiting for your contribution. It's waiting for your action. So what are you waiting for? The time is now. Take action